Hi everyone, CB Smith here, and I was going through my comics the other day trying to bring down that really big to be read pile, and I came across this series called Medic from Double Take Comics. Now, I believe I got it on Free Comic Book Day around 2016, and I just put it away in my box and didn't think much of it. Originally, this was just going to be me just reading the book without making a video about it, until I noticed that the parent company for Double Take Comics was Take2 Interactive, the video game publisher involved in a whole bunch of games like Bioshock, XCOM, and Grand Theft Auto. But Medic isn't based on a video game, so what's going on here? So, one of the main writers of this comic is a guy named Bill Jemas. He was the vice president of Marvel Comics from 2000 to 2004. There, he had a hand in some reconstruction of the company, introducing the Ultimates line, original home to Miles Morales, and pushed for the company to publish more trade paperbacks as opposed to just single issues. All good things. But he also was the writer for the Marvel series, a storyline that gained some viral fame as a so bad it's bad comic that may not have caused him to be booted from the company, but when it was published shortly before, he was being pushed out of more and more projects by other members of Marvel. Rumors of him being just a really difficult person to work with and micromanaging just about everything. Cut to 10 years after that, he's the head of Double Take Comics. As a subsidiary to a company responsible for publishing a whole slew of titles that would make for interesting comics, what do you guys think would be a good existing property to be based on? Did you guess 1968's Night of the Living Dead?
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Interviews made at the time of the announcement, Jemas talked about the lasting impact of Night of the Living Dead, and also that the movie is in the public domain, a fact that many comic book publishers have used to sell books. Now, as a fan of the movie, I may or may not have fallen for that sales tactic time and time again. Look, some of the Avatar books are actually pretty good, and Barbara's Zombie Chronicles is just buck wild. Medic is one of 10 series of comics released by Double Take, all of them being based on Night of the Living Dead, all interconnected, taking place in Evans County, Pennsylvania, focusing on different groups of survivors, sometimes featuring in each other's stories, kind of like a Night of the Living Dead universe. In regards to Medic, the story surrounds the staff of a university hospital as a fallen spacecraft spreads radiation throughout raising the dead. In comes agents from NASA, FBI, I think. It's not made super clear. Double Take Comics did have the first issues of these books available on their website for free, but the site has been down for a while. Their YouTube channel is still up though, with the entire storyline of their book Rise available, just sped up with no dialogue, and the song Johnny Comes Marching On plays in like 3 different versions. I think because this is the book that is the actual adaptation of Night of the Living Dead, and it follows the character Johnny, the song was definitely a choice. In fact, the whole operation is filled with choices. Jemas in interviews looked at Netflix's binge watching model for inspiration, saying he wanted to push binge reading. The problem with that is that the book still needed to be purchased individually, while Netflix is a subscription. So while I could binge watch 50 episodes, Jemas was asking readers to buy and read 50 individual books. That's a commitment and not that much different than the sales model before that. But okay, so what about Medic? Can it actually stand on its own, separate from all of that jargon? Well, no. This story is taking place in the mid-1960s. While there are pages in the comic that share statistics on the time period and a breakdown of the civil rights movements happening at the time, that's cool and all, but it never reflects in the actual story. No one, not even the jerk patient that's mean to everyone, isn't mean to anyone in a specific racist or sexist way. And when you come out and tell me, the reader, to be reminded of the struggles of the civil rights movement and show prominent African American characters in positions of power in rural Pennsylvania in the 1960s, and those two aspects don't meet, what's the point of combining the two? You're showing me something, but you're not telling me something. Or is it the other way around? You're telling me something, but you're not showing me. Yes, that's it.
You're ignorant.
I think the artist or the writer may have forgotten what year the story even took place, since some characters have conversations via holograms in 1968. I found out later reading reviews of the other books that those characters are revealed to be aliens who started the zombie plague to super speed run human evolution. I didn't know anything about that. The comic was too busy talking about this doctor's sex life for several pages to bring up that detail. Combine that with just art that is either lazy or rushed or lazily rushed. Like, this page is just the same drawing 3 times. And then the zombies in the story are kind of non consistent. Some eat people, some talk, some just chill. And going back to the art, it's kind of hard to tell who's a zombie and who's not. Like, everyone gets up and walks out. Are they zombies? Are they possessed? It's never brought up, and I'm left kind of, scratching my head. In fact, the whole book just left me scratching my head and wonder, like, what the hell? Based on reviews I found on the other titles, I feel like I would just be scratching my head so hard I'd be going bald. Well, balder than I already am getting. So, Double Take Comics, they shut down after 2 years, with issues and books floating around in $1 bins in local comic book shops. In the end, it was just a cheap, badly constructed cash grab of a story that already has a flood of cheap, badly constructed cash grabs. I consider just a footnote in comic book history much more interesting to read than the actual books themselves. But what do you guys think? Have you read these books as they came out or later on, as I have? Have you picked up a random book at a shop on a whim, realized it was really good, or really awful, or just meh? Let me know. And as always, take care.